So we're still in book 6.6b, and now we're going to graph linear equations. So remember, linear equations represent graphs of straight lines by using slope. So what is slope? Okay, slope measures the steepness of a line. What is steepness? Steepness is like, you know, when you have Aspire Park and you have that hill at Aspire Park, or you have hills at Katara. So steepness says how difficult would it be to climb that hill. So if you have some places at Katara, the hills go almost straight up and you could not climb up that hill. So it's very steep. The hill at Katara, the hill at Aspire Park, it's not that steep. It's more like this. You can walk up it, you can roll down it, it's kind of fun. And sometimes you have hills that are not steep at all, okay? So that's a very low steepness. So slope just measures the steepness. So if you have a really steep hill, you might have a slope of 7. If you have a medium steepness, it might be a slope of 1. And if it's like really, it's not steep at all, it might be a slope of a half. Okay, so the bigger the slope, the number, the more steep a hill. And we're kind of lazy in math. Instead of writing slope, we use the letter M to represent slope. So here, I'm saying we have a positive slope if the line is going this direction. This is like a sand border. If he's going up the hill, it's a positive slope. It's a negative slope if you're going down a hill this way and if it's pointing this way. If the slope is exactly flat, and so the slope is 0, we call it a 0 slope. And if it's exactly up and down and there's no way that you could like sandboard that, you would just die, you can't climb up that. We don't use a number, we say it's undefined slope. So here, horizontal, you can still walk it, it's a slope of 0. Here, it's like totally crazy, it's vertical, you can't, we say undefined, okay? Now the slope formula, there's lots of different ways to represent the slope formula. You have to know this formula, okay? These are other formulas that mean the same thing that you might have seen before. So this one you have to put in your head, okay? So there's lots of 2's and 1's in this, and I'll show you what it means. So you might have seen vertical change, that means up and down, or horizontal change, that's down, left and right. Instead of the word change, sometimes people use this triangle, means the change in y, the change in x, and change is just represented by this delta, this Greek letter which looks like a triangle. Now sometimes instead of saying vertical, people use the word rise, which means up and down. And then some, instead of horizontal, people use the word run, to run left and right, okay? But this is the one we're going to use, okay? So you also need to know this formula. So make sure that goes into your head, and I'll explain later what it means. M, remember we're lazy, we don't want to have to write the word slope. M just represents slope, and the number that doesn't have an x next to it is the y-intercept, okay? And we'll explain that a little bit more. Okay, so how do we find slope when we're given 2 points? The first thing is you have to write out the formula. So you always write it out. M equals, the y's always go on the top, y2, y1. And these 1's and 2's are very small down at the bottom. Don't write them beside, don't write them above. They actually go below, a little small number below, okay? So then the x's go on the bottom. Oops, let me erase that. And the 2 goes first and the 1 goes after, okay? And I use the word M instead of writing the word slope. M just means slope. So now you have to choose this one to be 0.1 or this one to be 0.1, and it doesn't matter. So let's just do 0.1, 0.2. You have to make a choice. You can't just leave it. You have to choose one of them to be 0.1 and you have to choose one of them to be 0.2. Now we know that this is x, this is y, this is x, and this is y. So what these 2's and 1's mean, it says, please look at 0.2 and take the y value. So here's 0.2, take the y value, which is 13. Subtract, look at 0.1, here's 0.1, and take the y value. Here's the 5, there's the y value. Please look at 0.2, 0.2, take the x value. So here's 0.2, take the x value, which is 6. Now it says, please look at 0.1 and take the x value. Here's 0.1, take x. So you can see these 2's and 1's just means look at 0.1 or look at 0.2. That's it. So 13 minus 5 is 8, 6 minus 2 is 4, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So my slope is 2. Okay, so I go m equals 2. Let's do another one. Let's do number 4. So the first thing I do is I write down the slope formula, because you have to put it in your head. So the 2 goes first, the y's are on the top. Okay, so let's choose this one to be 0.2 and this one to be 0.1. So different from last time. Doesn't matter. So now it says look at 0.2 and choose y. Well, let's write x, y, x, y. So look at 0.2 and choose y. That's 3. Minus, you have to put a minus. Now look at 0.1 and choose the y value. That's 1. Look at 0.2 and choose the x value. That's negative 5. Must do subtract. Look at 0.1 and choose the x value, which is 2. 3 minus 2 is 2. I lose 5 and I lose 2. I lose 7. Let's see if I can make it more simple. I don't think I can because these are prime numbers. Oops. Negative 7. Nope. That's as simple as I can make it, so we're done. So the slope is equal to 2 over negative 7. And usually, if we have slope, we keep it as a fraction. Let's do number 6. Let's do this as 0.1, and this is 0.2. This is x, this is y, x, and y. X always comes first, and if you forget, do the alphabet in English. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. See, X, Y goes the same as the alphabet. So, write the formula down. Okay. The Y is on the top, the X is on the bottom, and it goes 2, 1, 2, 1. So look at 0.2. Oh no, I'm going to change them. I want to change them. It doesn't matter which way we do it. I just want to make it a little bit harder to show you something. So it says look at 0.2 and choose the y value. 0.2, the y value is 4. Minus. Look at 0.1 and choose the y value. The y value is minus 4. So be careful. This says subtract, and now we have to do minus 4. So it's okay that there's a subtract and a negative here. So now look at 0.2 and choose the x value, which is 8. Do a minus. Look at the 0.1 and choose the x value, which is negative 4. Okay, so it's okay that we have a subtract and a negative. And when we have a subtract and a negative, subtract a negative, change it to add the opposite, so it becomes a plus. So if you can't remember, we can just go 4, subtract a negative 4. And we can see that that's 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. And here the same thing. I can go 8 minus negative 4, which is 12. Let's see if we can make that more simple. 8 over 12. Yep, 2 over 3. So my slope is 2 over 3. Okay. So make sure you finish. Let's do one more. Let's do 7. Okay. So you do 7, pause the video, try and do it, and then see if you have the same as me. Let's call this point 1 and point 2, so we're doing it the same. So pause the video now, and you try it, okay? No, you have to actually pause the video. I want you to pause it, try and do it on your own, and then look at it and see if you got the correct answer. Pause the video. Okay, so let's check to see. We wrote out the formula, y is on the top, x is on the bottom, 2, 1, 2, 1. So look at point 2 and take the y value. That's 5. Subtract. Look at point 1 and take the y value. 2. Look at point 2 and take the x value. 7. Look at point 1 and take the x value. 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. Let's check to see if we can make it more simple. I don't think so because that's a prime number. Nope, that's it. So my slope is equal to 3 over 4. Did you get the same thing? Leave it as a fraction. Don't change it to a decimal. Okay?